Hello, everybody. Welcome to Funnel Factor. I am a little bit late, so I apologize for that, but we did a super short countdown to make up for it a little bit. What we're going to do is dive right into Jim Edwards Copywriting Secrets, that button, and we're going to keep breaking this down today. So yesterday, what we did was focused on the problems that Jim is solving. Today, I think that I want to, we got the clock started. Okay. I think today we're going to go through and we're going to look for all of his statements and stuff that is actually, no. Let me back up. We're going to read a story because I just remembered he has a large story on here. It's a lot of the copy. So we're going to break down his copy of his story. So let's see, that starts right here, I believe. We're going to read through this. Let's try to skim through it. And we're going to see, okay, what is Jim doing with his story? Because he's a copywriter. He is an expert copywriter, so much so that he is trying to sell you a copywriting secrets book. So how is Jim writing his story? Because I think so many people struggle with this part of any of their marketing is, well, how do I tell my story? Let's read Jim's story and see what the expert is doing. Okay, so he's writing this in the style of a letter. We see this often with Russell Brunson's pages. Dan Henry's, I think, was like this. Anyone in the ClickFunnels community that is doing well has some sort of page that is written like an email, like a letter, which is something to take away from this. Maybe we should be doing this more often. Okay, so from Jim Edwards regarding how to increase your clicks, sales, and profits now. So this is a sales letter. Okay, does this sound familiar? You've got a dream to make your fortune online. So he's already starting with like putting them into the place, like putting them in their mind into like their place that they're at now, I believe. Okay, so maybe you want to sell a book like I did or sell coaching or software or service, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you're a professional or a speaker, author, or coach. Okay, here's where he's diving into the problem. We went into this yesterday. You're tired of seeing your competitors make sales when you know you're smarter than they are and you've got a better product. Maybe you've thought about hiring a copywriter, but when you see their prices, you have a heart attack. Not only from the upfront fees, but they even want a percentage of your hard-earned money, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he's diving into the problem. This whole paragraph is like, here is the problem you are facing. You've probably heard gurus brag about the millions of dollars they made. They all seem to have an I made $1 million and look how cool I am story. It makes you want to bang your head against the wall because it feels so out of reach. Okay, so he is speaking to them as of like, if you're identifying with this, you are in the right spot, is essentially what he's trying to achieve here. Maybe your dream is to make a lot more sales online using a funnel, store, or website. Maybe you need more leads. Pay your bills each month and have a nice chunk left over. I'm going to start reading some of the bold so we can move through it quicker. Whichever level you want to hit, you'd like to do it quickly and on autopilot so you can enjoy your life and family. So here is where he is saying, like, here is what I am telling you could do. I bet you'd like to be able to do this instead of working all the time. Okay. We're going to skip down to here. None of this is your fault. If you're familiar with the perfect webinar script, this may look familiar to you. Going into the problem, going into like saying this is not your fault. You just don't know the formulas that actually work to sell. I actually wanted to focus on a story. So let's see. Here is where we are at. Okay. I'm not going to tell you one of those how I made $1 million stories, though I have many. I am going to tell you a quick story about a piece of sales copy that changed my life. This one made an extra $1,500 a month. Okay, so here's the story. Here's what I want you guys to focus on. How do we tell our stories in a way that is effective? Let's learn from the expert himself. I was living in a trailer, so he's setting the background. I was living in a trailer. It wasn't even a double wide. Everybody jokes about double wide trailers. I was so poor I lived in a single wide. So he is painting this picture in our minds right now As if like, so we can picture like, that would be pretty rough. I was poor, but I also had a dream to sell something that didn't require me to trade time for money as a wage slave, which is exactly what I was doing at the time, delivering papers and hustling odd jobs. You see, I'd written a book about real estate. I'd been a mortgage broker and a realtor for about 10 years. Problem was, I'd been turned down by over 40 publishers. I honestly don't even know how many more than that because I stopped counting at 40. I guess I got tired of the rejection. Okay, so this paragraph here is the backstory of his story. This paragraph here is still a little bit of the backstory, but it's getting into like, here's the situation that I was in. This is what was going on. Notice how this part of his story is relevant to what he is going to tell us, right? Some people put way too many details into their stories. They're talking about things that aren't even relevant or connected to what their point is. So just enough backstory for us to understand his situation. And then it goes into the problem that he was in, right? Problem was, I'd been turned down by over 40 publishers. He was trying to write a book that has to do with copywriting, right? He'd been turned down by 40 publishers. I guess I got tired of the rejection. So I decided to try selling my book online. I was like, just skip the publishers, right? So he's telling us like, oh, I came up with a potential solution. I just went, well, I'll just decide to try selling my book online. That's when I learned about making websites, ugly websites, because the first website I made was hideous. I spent the next 4 years trying to figure out how to sell online, not making more than a few $100s a month doing it. Then I made a decision that changed my life. I decided I had to do whatever it took to get really good at writing sales copy. So he found a potential solution. He tried it out, realized like he hit that next wall, right? He realized like, this sucks too. I'm not even doing very well with this either. So he had to do something huge. He realized, he doesn't say it in this part, but he realized, his epiphany was like, I need to get better at writing copy. Obviously, that is my problem here. I need to be better at writing copy. So we got backstory. We got, here's the problem that I was in. Here's how I tried to solve that problem, but I just hit that another wall. So I realized I really needed to just figure out how to write copy. It wasn't a problem with the publishers. It was a problem with the copy. February of 2001, I learned the one-page sales letters. That's when the light bulb went off for me and I got it. I converted everything on my ugly 20+ page website over to a simple one-page sales letter. You know, the ones that scroll on down the page like this one, right? That's literally what we are looking at right now. It's a one-page sales letter. What happened? My sales went up 250% literally overnight. So he's saying like, this is what I did. This is what I decided I needed to do and to learn. After having done that, this is what I did to put it into action. And this is the result that I got from putting that into action. So this is the framework of a really good story to convert people over to what you are doing. It's to help them realize like, oh, I also am having a really hard time selling my book or my offer. I probably am like in a similar situation. I probably need to learn how to write good sales copy. And then I can maybe get some of the results that he saw. Like, right? That's the point of telling a story, is to get people to have the same epiphany and realization that you had when you were going through that. Okay, now then he goes into, let's see, now $1,500 may not sound like much, but it made me feel like they were just down on earth. Like, right, finally it was working better than it was overnight. That $1,500 a month changed my life more than anything else I've ever done. He's kind of putting into people's heads of like, this is what I was able to achieve. It's not that much, but like, imagine if you were able to do that. Like, imagine if you were able to, however many times X that was what he was getting. He said he was getting a few $100s per month, and then all of a sudden it was 250% higher. So imagine you, whatever you're making right now, getting 250% higher than that, right? It's like, it wasn't much, but I was able to do this. I was able to do all these things, and all that stuff. Other stuff is amazing, but not as cool as that first one. I really can do this. People around the world will buy stuff for me, right? This is the realization that he wants people to have, which is why it is in bold, because he wants people to take this away from his story. He wants people to take on this message he was telling himself, this realization that he was telling himself. He wants the people reading this to also feel that, like, oh, I really can do this. If Jim could do it, I could do it. People around the world are going to start buying stuff from me. Okay, we're out of time. We actually made it through his story, though. I think he does have more here, but we made it through the bulk of what it is, the part where you're actually connecting with people, right? This is how you start to build that connection with your potential buyers, so that not only are they going to buy this offer, but now they're connected to you in a way that once they buy this offer and it works well for them, they buy his book, they get a lot of value out of it. Hopefully they go and implement some of it and they get something, some result from it. Then they're going to be here to buy another thing from Jim, because not only did he help them get a result, but they also have a connection to him. Anytime they think of like, oh, I need help with copywriting, they're going to think, oh, Jim, I like that guy. He helped me with his book. Now I can go buy his other thing, which is funnel scripts. And I'm sure he's got a bunch of other stuff. But that is the point here, is making that connection quickly, fast. Like, yes, people want to get a result, but they will keep buying from you if they like you. They will keep buying from you if they have a connection with you. They will stick around. They will be fans of you rather than just people trying to get the result, which is also good. We also want to help them get the result, but we also want them to be people that are loyal fans to us. Okay, that's it for me today. Tomorrow we'll be back. This is a huge long page that we're breaking down, so we'll be back to look at more of it tomorrow and keep diving into the genius copywriting of Jim Edwards. If you have not already, go to funnelfactorshow.com, get into the free Funnel Factor Vault. We are celebrating 50 episodes in the vault this week, and that's really, really exciting. I don't know what the future of this show is going to look like. Still, we are just going through it day by day. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've been trying a few different things for the last couple weeks. I'm just trying to see what feels good, what works. Not only does this show actually give value to you guys, but it actually helps me to put my frameworks and my messaging together. So it's really cool to just be able to practice these things on you and see like, did that make sense? So that was one of the really cool side benefits of having the show. So get into funnelfactorshow.com to get into the Funnel Factor Vault. And you can watch all of the first 50 episodes of the show. And very shortly, very soon, we will be adding in some more content in there that is not the show, but also helps you with your funnels. So we'll see you tomorrow and have a great Tuesday.